Hello, everyone. So, thank you for joining in for this piece of panel. My name is Lukas, and I work for the Wings of Legacy, and I'm here with Krystina, who I'm happy to have. And do you maybe mind introducing yourself to the audience for the start?
Yeah, sure, of course. So my name is Krystina Pearson-Rampeearee. I'm an aerospace engineer, working as a delivery lead and early careers lead. I also run my own small business called Aviate, with the aim to kind of showcase diversity in STEM, passionate about talking to young people about STEM and yeah, really trying to encourage more people to get into engineering.
Perfect. Can I maybe ask like what drove you into like engineering, like from the beginning, like deciding to study it and then actually pursuing your career in it?
Yeah, of course. So when I was younger, I always enjoyed kind of playing with Lego and I enjoyed solving problems in maths and physics. So, and also I guess the creativity of like art subjects as well. I really enjoyed those. So that kind of led me to think I would do engineering. I wasn't sure which specific type because I didn't really know like how many different types of engineering there were at the time. So I just thought kind of general mechanical engineering. And then when I was younger, I visited an air show with my family, saw kind of jets flying around the sky, and was like, "Whoa, this is really cool." Aviation seems like a really great sector to get involved in. How can I do that? And started researching kind of engineering careers in aviation, and found aerospace engineering. And yeah, it all went from there. Really, it seemed perfect.
Do you also have like any other engineers or in your family, or are you the first one?
No, the first engineer. So my parents didn't really know what engineering was. Yeah, so I was the first one. I had to do kind of a lot of research, find out kind of what it was about, what it meant, what jobs I could get. So yeah, I didn't have that history within the family that I could speak to someone. It was all kind of external to the family.
And like, what did it mean to you, like, to be like a first engineer in your family? Like, did it also shape your or like help you navigate your decision path while you were studying and then started your business as well?
Yeah, definitely. So it was something that I really wanted to pursue because my parents didn't really understand what it was. They were kind of not sure about it and didn't really want me to go down that route. But it was something I really persevered with because I knew it was what I wanted to do. So that really shaped kind of the perseverance that I've carried throughout my career since.
Hmm. Yeah.
And they say it like now it's like the best decision I ever made, but it really gave me that kind of spark to make sure that I was going to put everything into it, make sure that I was going to be successful at the end of the day following this
Mhm.
route. And it really pushed me to do that. So yeah, it definitely shaped choosing the route I did and really pushing for it really kind of shaped the person I am today.
And because like you had no like a family guidance in a way that you had no other like family member being an engineer, did you face any challenges as well while that was happening?
Yeah, obviously kind of pursuing something that wasn't kind of what my parents saw for me. They didn't understand, that could be, tough at times, trying to really kind of explain to them why it was good to choose this route and, what could come out of it. But also, I think one thing that was good was that they had a STEM background, maybe
Mhm.
not in engineering, but they had a STEM background. So that was really useful so that, it showed me that I could have a career in STEM, just
Mhm.
not the aspect that maybe they'd had like been familiar with, but a different kind of aspect of STEM. So yeah, they had that STEM background, which showed me I could do it, but yeah, just for a different area that they hadn't been involved with before.
So did they in a way like inspire you as well to go into like STEM and engineering?
Yeah, I mean, I always felt like it was approachable to me because I'd seen them kind of be in those STEM careers and
Mhm.
work to get into the STEM careers. I saw my mum studying for university, so yeah, it really showed me that it is accessible to me, and that I can do it. It was just a different facet to what they were doing.
Yeah. When I was also like looking up your work and everything, the word representation is often mentioned, which is obviously important. But Why do you think it's important in STEM and engineering, for example?
Oh yeah, it's really important. I guess some of the early experiences I had of engineering was when I first went to university, and I was one of two women on my course, which was
Mm,
quite a shock at the time to me. I
yeah,
hadn't realized the gender disparity in engineering at the time, because at school, in physics and maths, we were mixed classes, so I hadn't realized until I got to university how bad kind of the situation was. Obviously, there's been a lot of progression since then, which is really good to see. But it's the way to kind of improve representation is by seeing it,
yeah,
and
of
seeing a
course.
lot more kind of women in engineering. So yeah, it's really important to me to showcase that.
And do you connect your advocacy somehow with your like day-to-day work?
Yeah, so I I try to kind of showcase kind of engineering and being an engineer, you know, using like methods like social media and content creating, and also my small business. I try and kind of talk about what it means to be an engineer, what
Mm,
engineers do, how I got to where I am, and kind of help others see a path for them potentially.
yeah.
Everyone's paths are different, but just showcasing my own path is really important to try and um, dispel myths and showcase engineering
Mm.
to young people who may not know kind of about it.
Is that also why you started Aviator, or was there some other like inspiration behind it?
Yeah, so Aviate started, I think it's like 5 years ago now, and basically uh, throughout kind of my early career, I got told a lot that I didn't look like an engineer. When I tell
Hmm.
people I'm an engineer, oh, you don't look like an engineer, which got quite jarring after a while, because it'd be
Yeah,
like, well, I am an engineer. What does an engineer look like?
yeah,
And
exactly.
so, so I created a badge that said, "This is what an engineer looks like," and that's kind of what started it all, really.
Yeah.
That kind of blew up. It sold out, and then I had a lot of people reaching out to me saying, "Oh, can you do one for a scientist? I'm a physicist. I'm a mathematician." Loads of kind of careers in STEM where there is gender disparity, and people
Hmm.
wanted to kind of showcase who they were in that profession, feel proud of who they were. So yeah, it's been going since then, and it's not something that I imagined kind of that I'd still be doing at this point. It
Hmm.
was just an idea I had, using those like creative engineering skills that I've got as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love getting the messages back, and people kind of really relate to the message of the badges, and yeah, it's something that I enjoy doing.
So besides that, like, what do you think are like other challenges that the young engineers face nowadays when they either like start studying or when they start working in their first career?
Yeah, so I guess challenges. Information is a lot easier now for young people. Obviously, there are a lot of different methods of kind of finding out about careers. You've got LinkedIn, you've got YouTube, you've got TikTok. So those kind of things help, but also maybe a bit too much information, and maybe they don't know where
Hmm.
to start sometimes, or just reaching out to someone and having a conversation. Trying to find experience as well can be tough. I
Hmm.
know kind of there's a lot of demand. To try and get into kind of placements and things like that. So yeah, the there are things that are challenging, but there's also great things as well that
Yeah.
young people have. There's more apprenticeship options now and graduate schemes, which are really great ways of different paths into companies that might suit people more than others. So
Yeah.
it's not a kind of one size fits all. And I think that's really great to see, like, more options now.
As you also said that you use like social media for outreach and representation, do you also have like some negative reactions from young people, or is it mostly just like positive outcomes?
Yeah, generally it's like really positive outcomes, really positive feedback. I kind of ask people, what do you want to see more of? What type of content do you want to see more of? Kind of how to network, or more about different roles in engineering, kind of what would you like to see? So
Hmm.
generally the feedback's really great. So it kind of motivates me to keep doing it.
Hmm.
If it was something that I didn't enjoy doing, and that the message wasn't getting out and the feedback wasn't good, then it would be something I would reconsider. But
Yeah.
so far, it's been really great to have that engagement with young people and like people in engineering as well, and peers. So yeah, it's been really great so far.
I think that's great that you're also doing it then on social media because, like, as a Gen Z myself, I think I spend way too much time on social media or online in general. But I think it makes maybe like the STEM and engineering in general more like accessible as well to younger people, or that they maybe start considering it in a way as well when they are still undecided what they want to do.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's a great way of kind of dispelling myths about engineering. You know, there's a lot of myths that obviously it's a man's job, or it's really kind of mathematical, or you're kind of it's a really messy job. You know, there's lots of
Mhm.
stereotypes, and actually the reality is there's lots of different options after, you know, from a career in engineering. You can go lots of different routes, lots of different ways. So and you can work in lots of different environments as well. If you want to work in an office, you know, there's a role that you can work in an office. If you want to be out in,
Mhm.
you know, out in um, kind of different environments, you can be. Yeah, there's such a variety out there that it's great that, you know, social media can
Mhm.
showcase this more to young
Yeah.
people.
So do you think that maybe like the mentorship or let's say like storytelling on social media also can encourage diversity, like not from you, but maybe also like other creators if they started doing that as well?
Yeah, definitely. And I think the more representation shown on social media as well of people in these different careers also helps. So, if you see a lot of women talking about engineering, then it kind of shows you that it's not just men doing that role.
Hmm.
So yeah, definitely. And you know, people talking about the failures, maybe things that didn't go well for them, giving advice, and things like that also helps with the storytelling, you know, showing you
Yeah.
that you can overcome failures. Not everyone has had like a brilliant kind of straightforward career. You know, there's been ups and
Hmm.
downs, and people have overcome those in different ways. So it's really important to tell people that and um, be realistic about things as well.
Yeah. Um, it's like obviously you love your job because what you're doing is also like in your free time as well. But what do you think is like the most exciting part of engineering or aerospace that like for you in a way?
Yeah, I guess the thing that I love about engineering is kind of, I guess, being involved in lots of different things. I never get bored. There's such a variety of things going on at the same time. So that's something that I really enjoy. I've been able to get involved with lots of different projects. I've met lots of great people. I've worked with lots of, you know, really great people as well. So and just the experiences that I get to have. I love um, aviation and being around planes. So the opportunities I've had to get close to aircraft and meet other kind of people in aviation as well has been all really great. So it definitely kind of motivates me and you know keeps me going with the love I have of aerospace engineering.
Yeah. And would you also maybe change something about like how the whole industry interacts with young people?
Yeah, so I guess especially with aviation, I'm seeing a lot more use of social media now to kind of encourage more young people because, you know, aviation is definitely an industry where more young people are needed to come in to support the whole aviation industry. So, you know, utilizing tools like social media to encourage more young people to get into engineering, to get into aviation, whether that's, you know, engineering, pilots, baggage, you know, so many different careers behind
Hmm.
the aviation industry and showcasing those different careers. So there's a lot of great people out there showcasing different aspects of the aviation industry that people might not have thought about before, you know, not just
Hmm.
pilots.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's definitely, you know, a tool that is really useful. You know, also, like I mentioned before, apprenticeships as
Hmm.
options. You know, not everyone can afford to go to university or wants to go to university. So apprenticeships is an option to get experience, which is, you know, what companies want anyway
Yeah.
at the end of the day is experience. So that's a great opportunity. So a lot more apprenticeships available and, you know, showcasing these apprenticeships as well and the opportunities that are there. So yeah, there's lots of like options now that um, are being showcased, and it's great to see kind of these at the forefront of kind of the future of the aviation industry.
Mm. We have also like a lot of students that sign up to watch this event or like future students. Do you maybe have like a message for them, like if they are doubting whether she belongs to like STEM career, like what would be your advice?
So my advice would be to network with people, connect with people who are kind of the same position as you, have a support group, connect with people in the industry, find out more about, their career, ask them about their journey, just network and make those connections, especially industry connections. Any opportunity you get, open day events and things like that. Um, any experience you can get through kind of summer placements or gap year in industry, if
Hmm.
you're kind of in studying, is a great way to kind of get into industries and make those contacts, which will help you potentially with a career kind of after your studies. So
Hmm.
definitely reach out to people and talk to people. Most of the time I still do it now, and I reach out to people to ask them, how they got to where they were.
Yeah.
So most of the time you'll find that people are really, really want to help. So
Hmm.
definitely make the most of that.
And now that basically you're still a young professional, like, do you think that since you started and when you have like now where you are, did the pipeline of like STEM become more inclusive, or is it still as it was before when you started?
I've definitely noticed progression since I started. I think when I started, it was about 9% of women were in engineering. So
Mm,
now it's about kind of 16, 17%. So there's definitely been an improvement, but obviously there's also, that slow progress. It's not as great as we would want it to be. And there's also, I guess, still issues in terms of retention and that pipeline. A couple of years ago, there was a dip in the amount of women in engineering in the UK, and that dip was between like 35 to 44-year-olds. So
mm.
there's definitely still work to be done in terms of retention, and great work in terms of recruitment. But how do we then keep those women in the industry? So yeah, still think there's work to be done, but good to see progress so far.
So maybe like the retention is probably the most problematic part of the pipeline, like because as you said, like recruitment is has improved, but keeping people in the industry is still a problem.
Yeah, I think I've definitely seen a lot more. Obviously, recruitment, there's still a lot of drive for that, which is really great. There's a lot of kind of STEM ambassador work going on, people volunteering to showcase engineering. And yeah, there's really great stuff being done early on. But then we need to remember that we need to keep those people in the industry as well and
Mhm.
make sure that they don't feel like they want to leave. So, kind of making sure companies are looking at their policies, how they promote diversity and inclusion and equity within their companies. Is it kind of the forefront of what they do? Are they looking at kind of how they work in terms of policies like flexible working, for instance, which is something that I definitely kind of make use of, especially being a mum to a young child. So
Mm.
things like that are going to keep women kind of in work and not want to leave.
Yeah, of course. We're also slowly coming to like an end of the session, so maybe like one last question. What's next for you? Like, are there any upcoming projects or initiatives that we can look out for?
So nothing planned at the moment. Obviously, still going with my small business, Aviate Her. Still volunteering and speaking a lot at events to young people about engineering. And continue with my work. So nothing planned, but yeah, I think still doing a lot of stuff on social media, so you can see me on there. I've got a lot of content planned coming soon, so yeah, keeping on going with that. But yeah, excited to see kind of where everyone goes from here.
Yeah, well, we're also excited that you came and had a little discussion with us because I think it's valuable for everyone that joined, like either if it's students or already professionals in the career. I think hearing insights from someone that actually works in the industry is very meaningful for everyone. So thank you very much. Like, I had a great time, and I hope everyone else did as well.
Thank you for having me. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Well, goodbye.
Bye.